Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a bench press day. Overall, pretty happy with the day. Something I thought about is, look, I really can't be doing like 30 sets. I can't. And as much as I might feel like I can get away with it in a workout, it absolutely affected my deadlifts the next day. So I sat back and I said, where do I need to put my focus? And my focus needs to be improving on the bench, improving on the pull-ups, and then filling in the gaps with the things that I know that I need. And when I started doing the math on it, I realized with those pullovers added in, that is literally another 5 sets for my pecs, my long head of my triceps, possibly even lats. Okay, so again, really just put the efforts into doing those at the end. And I decided when I got to the end, I'd do one little pump set for my shoulders, right? But where's the focus going to be? 5x5 benching and the pull-ups. Okay, my chest and triceps will grow up. My bench just keeps going up. And trying to do endless amounts of just sets for this stuff has never really worked for me. I need to put some effort into biceps, of course. And as I said, I'm going to treat the curl like a very serious exercise now. So the interesting thing with the benching, I'm like, since I don't have to pace myself, let's just get in, take nice long breaks between the sets. I'm going to superset it anyways. If I'm only going to do 4 main exercises, I don't have to get in a hurry. Let's just get quality bench sets in. Sure enough, I got my full 5x5 with this. Nice long pauses on the last rep every time. And I feel like next workout I should probably go up 5 pounds, right? Went up slightly because I'm like, look, I don't got to pace myself on pull-ups. I just have to get through 5 sets. Put another 5 pounds on. I've got 3 little 10s. I got 6 reps on the last set. Okay? Plenty of these are nice, good dead hangs. Focus on set quality. Get stronger. Focus on set quality. Try to get those stretches, get those ranges of motion. Right? Nice, good pauses on all the benching. Focus, focus, focus. Make every set count. And when I started doing the math, it all works out. I mean, again, if we start talking about optimal stuff, I'm going to get 20 sets for every muscle group almost a week, other than maybe hamstrings at this point. Yeah, my hamstrings are a weak link. And that's the crazy thing to me. When we really start thinking through volumes, it's just not that hard to get 20 high quality sets for muscles every week, right? It's really not. So that's the thing. If I count the pullovers, and I'm not even going to count the pull-ups as long head of the tricep, we could. But if I count the benching and the pullovers as chest and triceps, that's 10 sets twice a week. It's 20 total sets. That's the thing I look at with a lot of that. You know, I'm always like triceps, but it's kind of the case of, am I getting just too much junk volume? And I think there's a case of where that does happen with me. I do have a tendency to do that. And it's funny, I don't do that stuff with my clients. I do it with myself, right? But the benching, I'm like, let's just get these sets up to high quality. Let's set a goal of to keep working up and see if I can get to 315 for a 5x5. Like, that's a good long-term goal. And I'm talking this flat back type stuff I'm doing, pauses, raw. Okay? How big will my upper body be then? Short-term goal on these pull-ups, so let's get to a 45 or a 5x5. Maybe as I trim down body weight, I'd love to get to 2 plates. But you look at that and say, okay, how big will my upper body be at that point? If I can get to 2 plates on that, get to my 315 for 5x5 on the benching while continuing to get leaner over time. Does anybody really, other than a competition bodybuilder in the IFBB, does anybody really need a bigger upper body than that? Everyone would be ridiculously jacked. And then fill in the weak gaps. I mean, curls are going to have to be a mainstay. Biceps have always been an issue for me. Curl. I'm going to treat them like a main exercise. It's going to be my big 5. Squat, bench, deadlift, pull up, curl. I think I need to treat it that way. Okay, take the arm training seriously. But happy with this stuff today. The sets felt good because I didn't try to rush through anything. I just took my time because I only had to do 20 total sets today. It's like, that's nothing. I just took my time. Nice leisurely approach. Didn't get stressed. Just focused. Happy with those though. The pull-ups, the benching went good. Curls. The first set, I'm like, why am I doing 5s on these curls? Because of the old Rich Park stuff. I'm like, let's just drop it back down. Let's try to get sets of 10 for now and focus on quality, because these 5s, I mean, I feel like I'm almost getting too cheaty. It's like, let's take 20 pounds off and build it. So I did for the last 4 sets, and they felt really good. All right, pullovers. One of the regular posters pointed out, yeah, it may be time to just lay on the bench this way. And while Jamie loves for us to do the cross bench, I feel like, again, at this point, I'm just going to get a deeper stretch doing this, so that I'm forced to the only place the range of motion can go is stretching that shoulder at this point, right? Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. It felt good. Felt good. Back doing the pauses, the 10s were pretty challenging, so I ended up doing a 5x10 with just a 45. I can build on this though. Like, this might be one of those where I figure out how to get over and do it on the bench and use a bar if I need to. But I can do this with plates. We can just stack plates. I mean, if I can get to a point where I can do a pair of 45s, I have thin plates, I can get away with it. All right, curls. Went down to the 95. I'm like, let's just get set quality. Get these to a full range of motion, get a lockout at the bottom, get it up to my face. Yes, I'm aware in this lighting, it was a little cooler outside, so I didn't open the door. But just the normal lighting, I'm aware I look pretty jacked. It's just lighting, guys. It's just lighting. You know, everyone always said that. They're like, Blaha's more jacked than people realize. He just doesn't take advantage of lighting and angles. Many people said that. This is what good lighting does for me. This is what I look like in good lighting. You know, and when I've looked at this stuff, I've had a number of bodybuilding guys, like guys who are serious bodybuilders who were like, Jason, I wouldn't even worry that much about gaining more muscle, just get leaner. That's all you have to do. They're like, you're way, way, way bigger than most people realize. Like, this is, even like Nicola told me that. You guys saw that. He's like, dude, you got a ton of muscle. If you get leaner, people will realize you're bigger than they think you are. Just get leaner, dude. So I'm going to keep cutting down. But we're still going to push hard. But that's the other thing. If I'm going to get leaner, I can't overtrain. I've got to keep these volumes reasonable. And I feel like this is reasonable. It's like, where do I need to put the work? What's going to put everything where I need it? I think this will do it. All right. Now, I did throw in one set of stiff arm plate laterals to failure at the end, because I'm like, well, let's just make sure that the delts get a little work. But we didn't go crazy, because we did 20 really good sets here. Right, did a couple of really good 5x5s. Then did these peripheral movements, 5x10s. Of course, treating the curls seriously. I mean, I'd love to get to where I can do 10s with a 45 on each side. With this form, this range of motion all the way to my face, that would be like an ultimate goal. Because I've seen guys who can do that, who can get a full range like that, and their biceps are like 19, 20 inches sometimes. Like, that's freak level. That's freak level bicep. If you can do that type of curl that I just did legit with a full plate aside, you're probably going to have a 19-inch arm. And I mean real, not the fake. Some of these guys are like, I got 18 and they got that big old floppy loose. They're not even using a proper tape. Like, I'm going to be honest, because when I took measurements and told people what they were, I'm using one of those retractable tapes that closes itself. Okay, it loops into one end. I got one. I actually got a 2-pack of them. There is no way for it to be like that. Is like it pulls itself tight. You hook it in. It's got a little tab. It hooks into the other end of the device to loop it around stuff, so that you don't have to pull anything tight. It just retracts and closes itself. They're snug. No way for me to fake that for myself, but I'm not going to bother doing it on camera right now. But I know where I'm at, and I definitely see some goofball measurements online. You guys aren't as big as you guys are claiming. But this stuff all felt good. Happy with it. Like I was really happy with this workout. Obviously, got this done really early because it's a holiday. So again, another reason everything's closed up. It's not very bright out yet. The time this is done. But yeah, real happy with it. So again, this is what we need, these basics. This needs to be my basics, and I need to do the same thing for the lowers. It can be squat, deadlift, some calf raises, hanging leg raises. And if I feel like it every now and then, I can throw some reverse hypers or whatever. Just like I threw in some lateral raises. If I feel like throwing some triceps in or something, I can. Okay? But I'm at a point, I don't know that my triceps are really the problems other than the long head. I mean, I've close grip benched 365 with a pause on camera before. This chest needs to get my bench up. And all this other stuff hits the long head. Let's just let it do its work and not overtrain my triceps all the time. It's probably a big problem for me. I get too aggressive with some of the weak point training and just do endless sets. And when you start doing the math on it, it's like I'm getting 20 sets for triceps a week off these two exercises. And that's if we don't count the pull-ups towards the long head. I've seen Dr. Mike and people point out maybe you should. This absolutely gets the long head. Benching, we know, grows the lateral head. Study after study after study. It's pretty consistent. I don't know if I need to be overtraining my triceps all the time. Again, could be part of my problem. And the biceps need just more direct work. But the curl done that way really is kind of a full body exercise. It's a delt exercise. It's a shoulder exercise. You feel all of that. Right? If you're squeezing that bar and you are really contracting, yeah, you feel a ton of bicep, but you feel a lot of stuff. Barbell curl really is almost a full body exercise again. All right, and then I just did some pump work. These were around 20 reps, just kind of kept a fairly straight arm, just took them to failure. They burned, and when I wouldn't do another rep, I stopped. So again, just a little bit of extra upper body work. Worked everything just to get a few fibers I might have missed. You don't have to come in and do a ton of stuff like this. Right? A little bit of shoulder work. It works a bunch of stuff in the upper body also. Low fatigue exercise. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.